The Urban Regeneration Making a Difference programme has been a collaboration between our partner universities and practitioner organisations, particularly those in the public and voluntary sectors, as we've been looking to enhance our collective impact on society. The collaboration has taken an interdisciplinary approach to tackling some of those more difficult issues in society. We've focused our efforts across 4 themes. Across those 4 themes, we've put together 46 projects, which have been very much bottom-up and come from practitioners and individuals and organisations themselves.
The thing that we were trying to achieve with this project was to break new ground in the way that higher education operates and uses its knowledge for the benefit of people outside the university. So traditionally universities have been seen as producing graduates, undertaking research, a little bit blue skies, a little bit divorced from real issues outside. And what this project was trying to do was to listen and understand the needs of community partners and try and use the knowledge that we had inside our universities to work with those partners to find solutions.
Well, before this whole programme started, all of our universities were working with outside agencies in many exciting different ways. This isn't anything new. What is new has been the challenge of trying to work together, not only between different subject disciplines within the university, but also between each other and with quite a complex range of different types of organisations and geographically over a wide range of the north of England.
I think the idea was what areas of work will contribute to developing urban areas, and the 4 themes that were identified came out as priorities, that together with them being the key areas that the universities had expertise in.
Our online presence is basically a regional community of artists who are all as a result of the project, have been linked together.
The idea came forward from one of our students on the postgrad that maybe there was time to provide a service that would help people access markets, help people to think about how they would promote themselves and help people to think about what difference it made to their own product.
Urban regeneration just meant that it gave an opportunity for us basically to become established, which I think is a good thing.
As you can see, we're in Piccadilly Gardens at the moment. It's a really busy thoroughfare for lots and lots of reasons. You know, people come into the city, it's the first point of call. And for a while we did have a few issues with robbery, and mainly because we had a lot of people coming into the area, a lot of people mixing, and you know, people were vulnerable.
The project has actually been quite successful. The project champion at the Crime and Disorder Reduction Partnership is very enthused about our design interventions to prevent and reduce crime in Piccadilly Gardens and the village area in Manchester. And the police are looking at the overall area, so the entirety of Manchester City Centre or the entirety of Greater Manchester. And so they're unable to look at the micro-relationships between crime and use and the environment. And this project enabled us to do something to help the police, so that was good.
So the knowledge from the universities, working with partners in the police, in the local authorities, can have an enormous effect on crime. And this has been seen in many places throughout Europe.
We had a high population of Polish people, for example, coming to Crewe, to work and live and so on. But I did not really see so much of international communities involved in any kind of social, cultural activities. So I found that would be a very good opportunity for the university as an academic institution offer to the local people. So that's why I came up with this idea.
Certainly for the participants, the volunteers from the communities that took part, I think it made a real difference to them because, first of all, it gave them real skills and understanding in terms of media production. Secondly, we really set out to give them a chance to create a new impression of their city and their environment. And I think they did that. I think at the end of the process, they felt that they had actually contributed something to the sort of cultural identity of the city.
It was extremely positive to be involved in the scheme. I met a lot of good people, and I've actually gone on to continue making community films in my own company, so it's been extremely positive for me.
Our families and our friends can watch our films, and there are traces, we left traces as well for the community, for the wider community. So I think it's very, very, very important to run this kind of workshops.
Here we had the institution saying, we want you to work together, we will facilitate and enable that. So what you got on the ground was a little bit of sometimes marriages of convenience, sometimes building on well-established partnerships. But I have to say, partnerships have been created and have worked in contexts that I never, to be honest, thought would quite work.
Mind the Gap was the first part of a two-part project that ended up being Tonic, the play, and I was brought in to direct that piece.
At the time, I had just come out of a domestic violence relationship. I had very low self-esteem, very low confidence, and was under the stigma of mental health.
I think one of the pluses for the type of drama workshops that we run is that it's about kind of talking through the characters, so nobody has to kind of disclose stuff about themselves, so it's really safe.
Never would I have dreamt of being involved with the drama group at all. I thought, I'll support the project here in Hetton, and through that it was just a new lease of life. You just get motivated and move forward, and you're in a situation where you can open up and discuss personal issues, and then to see how much Open Clasp have listened to those issues and portray them, it's fabulous. Can't explain, they've saved my life really, they've turned my whole life around.
A lot of evaluation work has been carried out across the programme, and certainly the evidence strongly suggests that this has really made a difference to so many different people and organisations. So in terms of looking to the future, I think an important legacy of this programme will also be the confidence that it's given us as universities and as a partnership, and also externally to other organisations about what actually can be achieved in working in partnership together.
I think the success has been being able to articulate really much more clearly the difference it makes when an academic or academics are working in partnership groups outside. You know, we wanted to try and measure that, and we've got ways of looking at that value added that we hadn't before.
What we've established is a set of values, a set of practices that we recognise are important for the role of higher education in the UK in the 21st century, which is to move from this notion of expecting universities to know and understand everything and to transfer that information to the outside world, to the concept of engaging on a more equal level with the outside world.
It will not only involve a commitment of our 4 universities to develop this new way of working in a sort of interdisciplinary and large collaborative scale, but also involve like-minded universities, both in the UK and overseas, to taking this important agenda forward.